Look at Tracy.
Tracy drops to the inside. Looks to block Fittipaldi getting into the corner. Fittipaldi won't have it. Wassell closes. So does Nigel.
Brave move by Tracy.
Whoa, another car spins it. Whoa, and that's a serious look like Johansson. One of them upside down.
That's one of the Pac West cars. We can see it's a Pac West car. Huge crash on the back straight.
The field comes to a stop again. Not a good situation here. We'll keep an eye on it. Scott Sharp, but I don't see movement. We'll keep an eye on him. And we'll pray that everything's all right here. That's just a small turbocharged fire that you see. That's not a real problem to the car and not a threat to his safety.
So Mike Groff loses it, and he becomes a launching ramp for Scott Sharp's car, who then vaulted upside down. And Scott Sharp, you can see he moves, he takes the steering wheel off himself.
It looks like he's okay, and what he's afraid of is undoing his belts and dropping out on his head. The safety crew just now getting there. There they are.
And watch the launching ramp that Mike Groff's car becomes. Sends him upside down in a frightening, sickening succession of rolls. And thankfully, you dissipate energy when you have crashes like this as you roll down the racetrack, no matter how spectacular it looks. But the safety crews, they are there. And Scott Sharp, thankfully, we saw him motioning to the safety crews to say he was okay, but possibly unsure how to extricate himself.
Mike Groff slid off the course and backed into the wall. His car along the inside. You talk about courage, look at these crew members. You don't know what's there. There could be methanol spilled. You don't know the structural integrity of that car. IndyCar safety team is excellent.
The scariest thing for a driver when you have a crash this big and you're upside down is fuel spillage. You are virtually trapped, and all sorts of thoughts begin to race through your mind, particularly about the fuel spill. So Scott Sharp, in his rookie year, lives locally here in Connecticut, has lots of family and friends here supporting him. He only qualified 18th. But his car owner, who we just got a shot of earlier, Bruce McCaw, will be thankful that his driver is okay, because racing cars are disposable items and you can always replace them.
You saw Bill Luchow there kneeling down on the side of the car, give a thumbs up back toward the medical team. I'm sure that means that just what do we see? He's okay. He's not okay. He's fine. Unbelievable.
He is getting a standing ovation from the crowd here on the front straight, because they just realized, it's in full view of everybody here, they just realized that he is safe, and that is the #1 thing that's important here.
Here's Robbie Gordon's view of this situation now that we know Scott's okay.
This is turn 2. There's Groff loses it. There's the launching ramp.
Oh, my goodness.
Whoa, Robbie Gordon.
I think Robbie got tapped in it. I think I heard an impact.
Yeah, wheel-to-wheel contact, an open-wheel car, causes some of this launching that we see with Scott Sharp.
Young Scott Sharp from up here in New England, smiling after that harrowing experience on the backstretch here in the Slick 5200. We'll be back. Yellow, and this is our third yellow of the day for the flip of the 71 car. Scott Sharp is okay, though they're going to check him over. This is Stefan Johansson. Remember, Derek said that there might be something wrong with that right front. Sure enough.
When you bend a suspension, then re-straighten it, it is weak, and the weak point has obviously broken here on Stefan Johansson's car. Now he's in the pit lane, and Gary is there.
When he came in the first time, we saw the crew tugging and pulling. What we couldn't see was how badly crinkled the upper wishbone was. He went back on the track, had to come in. Now they're replacing the entire suspension assembly on that right front side. It was dramatically kinked. No wonder he couldn't hang on to the race car. That was a result of that contact with Cheever prior to the incident involving Scott Sharp. What a crazy, crazy way to get this race going today.
Stefan Johansson obviously upset with the fact that his race is so prematurely coming to an end, and hoping that they can get it back repaired and get it going. Look at this. Unbelievable.
Now, he's just gone over the launching ramp. Watch here. One complete turn of the roll bar. Maybe does not actually hit the ground. Now he's firmly on the roll bar, but you can see the driver as Groff spins down to the inside. Scott Sharp protected in that survival cell that is the IndyCar cockpit as the rest of the car breaks up. Just what you like. Now watch this here. We'll stop the video and show you how Scott Sharp had no option but to hit Mike Groff. There's Groff. Groff spins backwards. Let it run another little piece. Now stop right there. Now Scott Sharp has elected to go to the outside. There is no room. Roll the video. He now becomes a launching ramp. Wheel to wheel, up over the top of it. That is our unmanned camera there, thankfully. This is flying shrapnel, still doing maybe 125 miles an hour.
Well, and you know what we can't avoid here is how close Mike Groff came as the back of the car passed over the top of his cockpit. He may have, in fact, been in greater danger.
Now you see it from Robbie Gordon. You see how close he was. Gordon goes left. Watch this. Look at Groff right side. Boom. Does he hit him?
I think he did.
I don't know whether he hit him or not, but it was close.
Let's go to the pits again. Jan Beekes.
Well, the team owner of that car is Tom Armstrong. Tom, horrific crash. You could see it from this point. The good news is he's okay. Any indication from Scott on the radio or anything about the incident?
No, Scott was just complaining that somebody had spun and he got into the wall and got upside down, but I don't know any details on it. Scott talked all the way through it, so he's okay.
He had his finger on the radio button. What did he exactly? He was upside down, flying through the air. He had his finger on the radio button.
He was explaining to the crew where he was and what was happening.
Wow.
Interesting.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Unbelievable. Tom's a co-owner with Bruce McCaw on that team. Scott Sharp radioing in, doing a little play-by-play of his own. We'll be back with more.